Now this is when things start getting a little tricky. Before we were solving inequalities with equal signs. Now we're solving absolute values with inequalities. Now inequalities, remember, are the ones with these symbols: less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than, greater than. Okay, so there's some special things that need to happen if you have inequalities. The first case, there's two cases, case 1 and case 2. The first one is if you have an absolute value with a less than, and this also applies to the less than or equal to b. Okay, so what you need to do is put the whatever's inside the inequalities in between, in the middle, and then sandwich that between the two inequalities with a positive b on one side and a negative b on the other side. Then you just solve it. Okay, the other case is when you have greater than. So you got absolute value of something is greater than or equal to b. That one you need to write two separate equations or inequalities. So you need to take whatever's inside that inequality, write one of it with the sign flipped and the b negative. Flip the sign and make the b negative. That's a lot to remember. And then you need to write a second equation with the a and then keep the sign the same and a positive b. Woo! So that's a lot of stuff to do. So let's look at our first example here. We have absolute value inequality involving greater than. So which situation is greater than? That's case number 2. So we need to write two separate inequalities. So we have 2x plus 4 is the absolute value of 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 5. So we need to write two separate inequalities. As long as you just take it step by step, it's not that bad, but it takes some thinking. So 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 5. One of them needs to be, so we take whatever's inside the inequality, write that. So that's going to be true for both of them. On this one, we're going to flip the sign, make it less than or equal to, and then make this a negative 5. This one over here, we're going to keep the sign the same and then make a positive 5. And then after you got past that point, then it's pretty easy. It's just solving the inequality. So let's solve this. We have minus 5, minus 5. Oh, what am I doing minus 5 for? It's minus 4. Minus 4, minus 4. So the 4's cancel out. I'm starting to get a little tired. And minus 5 minus 4 equals minus 9. It's less than or equal to 2x. Divide by 2. And then you have x is less than or equal to negative 9 over 2. So that's one answer. Now over here you got minus 4. On this side, cross the 4's out. 2x is greater than or equal to 1. Divide by 2. So 2's cancel out and you got x is greater than or equal to 1/2. There's our second answer. So here's one of them. Here's the other one. So we have x is less than or equal to negative 9 over 2. And x is greater than or equal to 1/2. Technically, I mean, this is a little advanced. Maybe, hopefully you could see this, but I could actually put these two together. So I could say 1/2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to negative 9 over 2. So take a look at that and see how I did that. I actually flipped this one, took the reverse of it, and then that allowed me to put those two together. Okay, so that was a long example. You may need to watch it again. You may need to look at the book, at the example problem yourself. Ask a teacher, friend, somebody. But anyways, once you're ready, let's go on to the next